Burma, the final episode, Balloons over Bagan. Our tickets, and we nearly decided not to do this excursion. At 5:30, we are picked up by a bus, which is a converted World War II truck and feels like it. A short ride to the balloon park, where we were told to sit around in a circle, and it is very cold, waiting for a cup of coffee. Today we are given some instructions, and a hat, and assigned to a balloon. We are taken to our balloon to watch it being assembled, I assume so that we can give some advice if it's being done incorrectly. And gradually it starts to take shape as they put the heat into the balloon, and it begins to stand up a little bit and a little bit more, and then finally it's in the upright position. Our balloons over Bagan, and next door there are oriental balloons that are green. We can see the crew bringing the propane gas tanks and putting them into the cockpit. Very nice pilot from England checks the controls and the rigging, and the crew hold the balloon down while we gradually get in and take a last selfie in case we never see each other again. However, we look happy. The pilot puts on his driving gloves, checks the instruments again, and we're ready to go.
See you next year.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. See you next year.
Have our breakfast ready when we come back.
Everybody okay?
Yeah,
fine. Are you right on the end? Sorry, I don't know your name.
Sasha.
Sasha.
Here we are, on the way.
We have to climb over the trees in front of us, which looks a bit of a challenge. And you can hear our pilot firing gas into the balloon.
Yeah, we got some cheap propane this morning. I think that's what it is.
Charming.
Propane? Propane, yes.
We make it just, as you can see the pretty bush below. See some of the other balloons. There were 10 balloons over Bagan in the sky and 3 of the other company. As we climbed, looking to the east, you could see the sun coming up, which was a beautiful sight. And the early morning mist lying in some areas of the ground. It is a wonderful feeling floating through the sky, and not scary, as the compartment you're in has a chest-high railing. There are 16 passengers and a pilot, and each compartment has 4 people in it. Of course, we also want to see the pagodas as well as floating through the sky, and the pilot points them out, but it's a little difficult to decide which one he's actually looking at or pointing to. Some balloons climb high and some stay low, and with 10 balloons or 13 it's difficult to stay apart.
Get away with it. Between Tina Mino and Ananda, the tallest one there, that's Kathmandu, and that's the highest temple in the zone, and that's over on the sort of western edge.
This did not seem to cause a problem, although it's difficult to get apart actually together like that.
Just for the day.
Ở mì dụ nè.
So this beneath us would have been peanuts that they've harvested in, and then they've just had to just reseeded corn or something.
Coming into view is the Suleiman Pagoda, which is one of the best known, and there are already people up there either taking photographs of the sun coming up or of us going over it. In the distance is the Irrawaddy River and one of the major hotels, but I don't know which one. Below us we see some monks going for breakfast. They don't eat after midday. And that's the camera that took this photograph of us all in the basket. As you can see, there are a lot of pagodas and temples on the plain, and the only way you can see them
Those
is from the
buildings over
sky.
to our right, nearest to the river, that's the Archaeological Museum. And this is the corner of one of the last crops to come in here. And it's like maize, but it has tiny corn See the ox carts coming along here to collect the next lot. See them down there? Just coming along the track. When Ananda had its festival, we had about 200 ox carts. All the farmers came from within 45 miles away.
A final close-up of a pagoda and balloons over the Irrawaddy. Pretty picture. And then below us, if you look carefully, you can see our bus around the corner on its way to pick us up at the landing spot. I've landed, and the crew are trying to steady the basket and anchor it. Number 4 to land, and there is another one coming in behind us.
But it's all down there. I think it's about to spot that balloon snap.
The pilot has plotted our route on his iPad, and before we can get out, they have to deflate the balloon.
Close up and then open up, and if you can get a balloon picture in the parachute of the balloon ahead of us, which might...
We climb out of the basket, difficulty, or certainly I do. And now it is time for some refreshment, not real champagne, to steady our nerves after that flight, and to say goodbye to the crew who've done a great job. Then we get our flight certificate, which says we've been on balloons over Bagan. Burma is a wonderful country, and we hope you can all enjoy a trip there at some point in your life.